Do you know that the simplest meal are the most delicious one? This I concur, and I am telling you that this recipe is one recipe that you will never forget. Hello, welcome and welcome back again to my channel. Today's video, let me show you how to make this delicious, very flavorful rice and yam porridge. Is the most easiest meal you will ever make, but the most delicious out of it all. And this is a local meal, so sit, relax, enjoy this video to the end, and please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. To make this delicious village meal, you're going to need some habanero, fresh tomatoes, and enough onions because we need this to be very succulent. We need it to be very delicious. So clean this nicely and then go ahead and blend. So you can blend this roughly, you can choose to blend smoothly. Whichever way you choose to do this is totally fine. Alright, so after blending, transfer to a bowl, rinse the blender, and then set aside. And you are going to need some smoked fish for this recipe. You can use fresh fish or fried fish, but I'm using smoked dry fish, and I tell you, this is a flavor loaded addition. Alright, so what you want to do to the fish is go ahead, wash the fish, and now debone the fish and shred them to your own preferred pieces. You want to cut the fish, just remove the bones so you don't stress yourself when it's time to enjoy this meal. So you want to remove every unwanted part of the fish and the bone. And also I'm using mackerel and just a little bit of tilapia fish. So for the mackerel, if you want to add the head, you can go ahead and do so. I'm going to add part of it, but I will just remove the parts that I don't want of the mackerel fish. And also for the tilapia, I'm just using the head. So I'm just going to peel off the bone, which is the wanted part that I don't want, I will remove. And here we have our fish. And once this is nicely shredded, just set aside. And also you're gonna need some yam. Now peel the yam, rinse or clean the yam nicely, and then cut into the small sizes. Just the small sizes. You want it to be very small. And once you're done cutting the yam, rinse thoroughly and then soak the yam in a bowl of water. Now once everything is ready, go ahead and wash your rice and then place a pot on the heat. Then you want to transfer in the washed rice. We don't want to lose anything of this recipe, so make sure to rinse your blender, your plate, whatever you're using that is residing any little or anything, rinse them and add it to your pot. And I've gone in with the yam, the pepper mix, and for flavor I went in with a little bit of curry powder and thyme. And this is totally optional, so if you don't want it, don't and add after it. Adding the yam, I went in with the blended pepper mix. I went in with salt, crushed Maggi cube, and then I went in with palm oil. And now you want to be generous with the crayfish powder. Don't be staging, so add enough crayfish powder and enough water to cook this. Don't forget we are cooking yam and rice porridge, so we need this to be very soft and succulently juicy. So you need enough water to cook this. And after adding the water, I stirred, tested for salt and pepper. So I needed this to be a little bit spicy. Don't forget we are cooking a local meal, so we need it to be a little bit spicy. So I went in with a little bit of more chili powder and chili flakes. Now I'm going to cover this with a parchment paper, then place the lid. And you can also cover this with aluminum foil if that's what you have. Alright, so I'm going to trim off the excess parchment paper, and this is because I was so scared thinking that this was going to flame off. Alright, so guys, it's better to be safe than sorry. Alright, so you want to cover this and allow it to cook for like 10 minutes. You don't want that water to be fully dry, so just make sure you monitor the water. Once the water reduces a little, then come back and then open this So you can see where we are. The water is still there, but a little bit reduced. All right, so at this point, I'm going to go in with my fish. I'm adding it at this point because I still want to be able to see my fish even after cooking. So I don't want it to melt in the rice. So you want to add the fish and then test for salt again and pepper. Now cover this back and allow it to cook for a few more minutes. Make sure the water is still not fully dry. So now you want to come back, and before you do this, make sure to take a little bit of the rice, maybe one or two rice, and then chew to know if this is very, very soft to your own taste. And at this point, this is what I'm going for. The rice is super, super soft, and this is going to come out very mushy, and that's what we are looking for. Now stir this very well. So I realized that the oil was not much, and I need this to be very, very colorful, but I'm not telling you to go and fill your food with oil and for it to be dripping. No, that's not what we are going for. We just need this to be colorful, to have that palm oil flavor and palm oil color of the native cooking. All right, so you want to stir that. After adding the palm oil, I stir this and make sure this is well combined and well incorporated. So at this point, I'm gonna garnish this with onions and some sliced tomatoes, and you can add whatever, maybe spinach if you have a punk leaf, which is ugu. You can add it, or any spinach of your choice. So after adding the sliced onions and the tomatoes, I will sprinkle with some chili flakes. I love chili flakes a lot when it comes to local food or local meal. And now just cover that and allow it simmer, because we need the bottom pot to kind of burn, and that's what we got. All right, so you want to let it simmer for like 1 to 2 minutes, and here we are. This is ready. So you want to go ahead, and at this point you still want to make sure this is juicy, is looking very succulent. You want to make sure the water is not dry. Make sure this is very, very soft. Now go ahead, mix that. Just stir everything until everything there comes together. All right, guys, this is ready. So what are you waiting for? All that is left is for you to just serve this and enjoy. I tell you, the flavor in this rice, the way it is, the softness, the deliciousness, oh my God, it was so, so delicious and very enjoyable. So if you're that type that love local meal, local African food, try this recipe and let me know what you think. Try and give me feedback, because I don't want to enjoy this alone. So I want you to give it a try and then give me a feedback. All right, so if you enjoy this simple and delicious local meal, please give this video a thumbs up. Just hit on the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Don't forget to leave me a comment, and please turn on the post notifications so you don't miss out on my videos. Share this video to your friends and family, and thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Enjoy!